Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! 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 ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Casa D18 Studios channel. You could be anywhere in the world right now, and you're here with me, and I greatly appreciate that. And it's time, once again, to step into the war zone. That's right, it's time for another edition of the Weekly Acquisition Report, the show where I, the Renegade, show you, the viewers, the latest additions to my ever-growing movie library. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another edition of the War Zone, the Weekly Acquisition Report. And as I said in the introduction, it's time once again for me to show you the latest additions to my ever-growing movie library. This week, I'm going to show off a few DVDs that I picked up recently from Goodwills. I showed you guys last week some of the latest Blu-rays that I've added to my collection. And this is a smaller haul this week. I've actually done a lot better at Goodwills lately with Blu-rays. I've only got about 7 movies here that I'm going to show off today. But they're solid movies, I think. There's a couple of movies that I've seen. There's some stuff that I haven't seen. There's some stuff that I'm really itching to see based off of what I found. Let's get into it here, shall we? First one I'm going to show off is a classic. Now keep in mind, all these movies were $2 on the day of the week where it's the colored sale day, Thursdays. Usually it's 50% off throughout the course of the week, but on Thursdays, anything that is the color of the week is only $2. So I found the classic Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. This is one that I'm definitely thinking about breaking out when I do my Turner Classic Movies style month. Because, man, this movie was either the late 60s or the early 70s. You've got Paul Newman. You've got Robert Redford. I have seen this before. It is a classic. I love Westerns. I enjoy certain Westerns. Let me rephrase that. I enjoy certain Westerns. I usually enjoy the more modern stuff. Young Guns, Tombstone, Purgatory, Unforgiven, stuff along those lines. But this is definitely a classic that I did enjoy. Gonna have to break that out, like I said, when I do my Turner Classic Movies month. The other one that I picked up, I think I've seen most of it, if not all of it. And that's Mad Max Fury Road, the one where Tom Hardy picks up the story that Mel Gibson had started all those years ago with the original Mad Max, The Road Warrior, and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. So this is now the 4th entry in the franchise, which does make it a franchise instead of just a trilogy. So maybe when I get to that at some point and do franchises like the Pirates Saga, the Fast Saga, etc., can break out the Mad Max Saga and do this one alongside Charlize Theron. Now, I've heard rumor and theory that the character Tom Hardy plays in this is supposed to be the boy from The Road Warrior. I'm going to have to watch those 2 movies back to back so I can see if the storyline progresses and feels right, kind of like the theory that the boy in the original Jurassic Park is Chris Pratt's character in the Jurassic World saga, kind of like the theory that the boy in Iron Man 2 grew up to be Peter Parker. There's a lot of those type of theories that go around in movies. We discussed one last year that Davy, the boy in Cloak and Dagger, is Ed Norton's character in Fight Club. So that very well could be the case with Tom Hardy's character in this one. I'm not 100%. Like I said, I'll have to watch them chronologically and see if it adds up and makes sense to have that be what that is. Found another movie that very easily could fit into my Turner Classic Movies month. It was one that I had kind of been keeping my eye on there at Goodwill, waiting for the Color of the Week sale, see if it stayed there. It's a film called If a Man Answers, starring Sandra Dee, Bobby Darin, and Cesar Romero. Bobby Darin, of course, Mac the Knife. Cesar Romero, the Joker from the 60s Batman series. Very, very intriguing to me, which is why I wanted to keep my eye on it and purchase it if it was still there. Like I said, this very easily can fit into that Turner Classic Movies month, or because Bobby Darin is the leading man, movies that star musicians. Some to think about. I am going to be doing movies that star musicians next year, so you're going to have to be on the lookout for that and see what movies pop up during that month. This one looks like one of those Hallmark Channel Lifetime movie style things. And it's called Home is Where the Heart Is. And the reason that it caught my attention is the lead actress, Bailey Madison, the young girl right here. And that caught my eye because I watched Once Upon a Time when that was on TV, and I saw the first couple seasons on DVD leading up to, I want to say it was season 4, where the Frozen characters were introduced to the saga. And that was the first season that I actually watched each week as it unfolded. Bailey Madison played the young version of Snow White on that series. And I really enjoyed her portrayal of young Snow, to the point where I've started following her and trying to see some of the other stuff she's done as she's grown into a young lady now, and a more mature actress. So finding something that kind of came out around the same time, you can tell by the age that she is in here, I wanted to give that a try. Grab it, see what happens with it. Another idea I've been kicking around with my girlfriend is TV actors in theatrical movies. So finding things like The Bounty Hunter with Jennifer Aniston, who's best known, of course, for being Rachel on Friends. You've got things like pick a Robin Williams movie. He started out on Mork and Mindy, which was a spin-off of Happy Days. You can find things like any of the Don Knotts movies. The Incredible Mr. Limpet. Don Knotts was best known for the Andy Griffith Show. Things like that, where you can make that connection to the actor who's probably best known for TV roles in a theatrical film. So Bailey Madison in this, definitely working there. This one I was intrigued about just by the 2 stars on the movie. Jessica Lange and Gwyneth Paltrow in a film called Hush. It looks like it's that Fatal Attraction, Basic Instinct style of suspense drama thriller. I enjoyed those. It says Jessica Lange in a deliciously sinister debut as a bad seed. So Jessica Lange obviously going against type here, playing the more villainous role. Should be very, very interesting to see. I got from Illumination, The Secret Life of Pets. Keep in mind, I am a father. I do have kids around the house. I haven't really been too intrigued by the Illumination movies, but stuff that the kids around here would be interested in and watch. So for $2, I figured, what the hell? Let's add it to the collection. The last movie I'm going to show you is an MTV film. No, it's not Beavis and Butthead. Stars Jerry O'Connell, called Joe's Apartment. Now, I had always kind of been intrigued by this when the trailers came out in the late 90s for it, mid to late 90s. But for whatever reason, I just had never seen it. So to find it there, $2, that clasp case, like I'm always mentioning, that's so throwback for me now. I figured, what the hell? Let's go ahead and pick this up. It should do for roaches what Babe did for pigs, is what it says on the back here. You've got Megan Ward in it alongside Jerry O'Connell. It just looked really goofy, silly, and funny when it first came out back in the days. And I love Jerry O'Connell anyways. I think I've mentioned that on the show before. I think I mentioned that when I discussed his performance in Scream 2. So just had to give this movie the chance that it deserved. Sex, bugs, and rock and roll is what it says on the bottom here. Again, it just looks silly and goofy, but I enjoy Jerry O'Connell, so what the hell. What do you guys think of my haul today? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction that I'm always clamoring for in the comments below. And make sure you tune in tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegade's Reviews, when we go back to the films of Sandra Bullock. And this time we're going to discuss Murder by Numbers, starring Sandra Bullock, Ben Chaplin, Ryan Gosling, Michael Pitt, Agnes Bruckner, Chris Penn, R.D. Call, and Tom Verica. You're not going to want to miss out on that right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, right here on another brand new installment of Renegade's Reviews, Murder by Numbers, as we get back into the films of Sandra Bullock. We've only got 5 movies left as we finish out her month. This is going to be the first of those 5. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that notification bell is turned on. That way you don't miss out on a single episode that drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, or anytime we go live, as is the case with Open Mic Night, Statboy Sports Bar, pay-per-view PLE coverage, etc. Share this video with your family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, movie fanatics, cinephiles, anybody that you can think of that enjoys treasure hunt videos, thrift store videos, unboxing videos. Share this with them. It's the only way we're going to boost up my visibility in YouTube's algorithm so I can eventually get monetized and make some money on this endeavor. Thank you once again to everyone who joined me and tuned in today. It means more to me than you'll ever know. And I will see you guys next time.